Alright guys, this is Inaccurate. I got a new mic. How do you like my voice? Does it arouse you? So once upon a time, I had 3 roommates. I'm not going to use their real names, but I'm just going to use aliases. So first, there was Achan. She was in the relationship. She was this Swedish chick who was probably the hotter one in the relationship. To be honest, that's all I really know about her. The second is Producer. So Producer was this computer science major dude who was both of their friends because they were at this party, and then he tried to talk to a guy who was grinding up on this girl, and this girl looked uncomfortable, but then that guy ended up like punching him in the face and broke his nose. So he had to get that fixed, but then they liked him so much that they invited him to be their roommate or some kind of situation like that. The third roommate was McCracken. So she was in the relationship with Achan, and she was this pastor's daughter who kind of went the other direction, I guess. So I got kicked out of the dorms. No, I'm just joking. So the dorms lease ended, which was like the first year. So I had to go find a new apartment roommates, stuff like that. And I think it was at that time, my sister recommended me go kind of like look on Craigslist. Usually there's people who are trying to find like another roommate or something. So I ended up going through a whole bunch, and I ended up connecting with McCracken, who was looking for this 4th roommate. It's like, oh yeah, we're looking for this 4th person. There's only 3 of us. We need someone nice and chill, someone who doesn't really judge people and all that stuff. And I was just like, oh yeah, sure, why the hell not? So I got in contact with her, and then we started exchanging stuff. And then I eventually got into the same apartment as them. I remember the first day when I actually met them. Like, they weren't how I imagined, but they were pretty nice people. They when I went to greet everybody, everybody was friendly. Nobody seemed like super judging. They all smoked weed. It was actually really nice. I remember there were a lot of weed moments where we would just all get high together, and we would just do stuff like watch movies. There was a lot of Netflix watching, that's for sure. And McCracken, she knew how to bake, so she would always make a lot of edibles, and it was fantastic, dude. If you don't know what edibles are pretty much marijuana sweets. So it's like a weed-based cookie or like a weed-based brownie, something like that. And instead of smoking it, you would eat it, and then you ingest it, and then all the marijuana smoke would just perforate throughout your body, and it was a fantastic feeling. And the funny thing is, I never paid for weed. They were always the ones who were smoking me out, which was fantastic. And then there were other moments where we also took shrooms together. I remember McCracken was able to hook me up with some acid. Everything was nice. And there was even that kind of like sex sounds moment. There was a lot of stuff going around in our neighborhood. It was really nice. But then the Fire Nation attacked. No, I'm just joking. So around the halfway point, McCracken got a dog. So this dog wasn't particularly the problem, but this dog, he wasn't potty trained, so he would shit everywhere. McCracken, was able to kind of get a handle on it, but there was a lot of problems with the dog because he wasn't potty trained. She was trying to potty train him. He would whimper a lot because he was a very young puppy, and it would always make this high pitched screech. I'm getting off track. So she got this dog at around the halfway point. And it was also around this halfway point that McCracken and Achan broke up. I don't have the exact reason why Achan or McCracken broke up. All I know is that they just broke up during the middle of the year. And you know what? It was pretty bad, because to break up and to live in the exact same house is pretty bad. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. So because they broke up, or before, I don't know, there was a lot of fighting going on, between Achan and McCracken. Yeah, I remember this one time. I think I was making food in the kitchen. It was only me, right? Because I was just like, all right, I'm gonna make some food, then I'm just gonna go back inside. And then while I was making this food, like both of them came out, and then McCracken ended up saying, "It's like, what do you mean I don't like you? I even fucked you with a dildo." And then they both got quiet, and then I think they kind of realized that I was outside there, just like, you know, doing my own thing. So then they, I think what happened was that like they both got silent, and then they just both went back into the rooms. I was just like, okay, well, you know, that's fun. There was another time, I think me and producer were both really high, and like I was in his room, and we were both like playing Halo together. All of a sudden, I hear them fighting, and well, they were fighting about whatever, and then all of a sudden, I just hear this loud dog screech. Yeah, I don't know what they did to the dog. I don't know if they hurt the dog or whatever. I don't know, but I was just like, Jesus Christ, man, like what the hell is going on? And then there was this other time where I think it was like 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. They were both fighting about something, and then all of a sudden, I think it was McCracken, and McCracken let out this loud screech, or like this blood-curdling screech, and then everything kind of went silent. I think our neighbors, who were like really freaked out or something, they called the cops, and then like the cops ended up knocking on our door. So then the cops ended up dragging all of us into the living room, and then each officer kind of interviewed a different individual, like trying to get questions like, okay, who are you? What's your part in this? Like, what's the whole situation that's going on? And God, it was a real mess. Like, I remember it ending with like one of the cops just like talking to both H and McCracken. They were just telling them, it's like, oh yeah, so, you know, like, I know a relationship is hard, you know, it's difficult, you know, communication is key, blah blah blah. And once they went away, we just kind of went back into our own rooms. It was a real shit fest, that's for sure. And then, so I think this was by the end of a year. I think they were fighting again, and it was McCracken who found out that HN ended up sleeping with producer. You know, she was completely pissed. Like, what the fuck? I think it was this was when they were still together as well. And you know, she was going off the wall, and I was just like, oh, what the hell is going on? Like, well, what the hell is going on behind my back? I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what? And I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, dude, inaccurate. You should have got in on that, dude. You should have fucking stuck your dick in there as well." It's like, bro, you do not want to stick your dick in crazy. Not in a situation like that. You don't want to get more involved. And you know what? People might be asking me like, so where was I in this situation? You know, it sounded like it was just I was just kind of like this observer who was just, you know, kind of like doing his own thing. And yeah, that pretty much was it. At that time, I was just really absorbed in video games and watching anime that I couldn't really be bothered by anything else. Plus, you know, whenever I wanted to do stuff, I would just like go to my friend's apartment, and then we would all just kind of chill and drink or smoke or something. I was out of the house a lot of the times. So to be honest, there was probably a lot more shit going on. But yeah, I kept my distance with that. Some last comments I probably want to say. Personally, I still think they were actually nice people. I just don't think they were right for each other, you know? Seems like everyone there was just completely miserable by the end of the year. That includes me as well. I had a lot of fun during the first half. I think I could probably speak for them as well. They had a lot of fun. There was a lot of stuff going on, and you know what? It felt really nice. It just, you know, by the middle to the end half. Holy fuck, dude. Holy fuck. But yeah, I just kind of want to test out my new mic, see if there was any problems or whatnot. If you guys notice any problems, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.